Now, Ghana is one of the first African countries to connect to the internet, and its percentage of internet users is amongst the highest on the continent. In Ghana's information and communications technology industry, there have been palpable developments in the last 15 years, with the country progressively transitioning towards an emerging information technology society. However, with the growing reliance on technology and the internet in Ghana, cybercrime has skyrocketed in the country. Cyber attacks are aimed at compromising the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of ICT assets. While the growth of cybercrime is a global issue fueled by the advancement of ICT and internet technologies, research shows that Ghana in particular and West Africa as a whole have become hotbeds of cyber criminality. Now, in this regard, Ghana is set to hold a 4-day Africa Cyber Conference and a series of international workshops aimed at upskilling cybersecurity professionals, lawyers, and cybercrime investigators in Africa to protect critical national and international networks, business information technology systems, as well as critical information infrastructure at national, regional, and international levels for a more secure and safer cyberspace. Let's now speak to Osei Bonsu Dickson. He is the Director, Legal, Ministry of National Security and SGI Coordinator, and also Apostle of the Cyber Security Act. Yes, grateful for your time and welcome to Newsbeat. First of all, we've mentioned a lot, and there are some cyber crime acts like the Electronic Transaction Act 2008, Act 772 and other acts as well. So how effective have these legislations been, and how has it helped in our bid to fight cybercrime in the country?
Okay, so thank you very much, Ken. They have been very useful for the country in many, many respects, both first in providing technical resources as well as operational resources. And not only that, but also the legal tools that investigators in Ghana can rely on to do their work. But you would realize that since 2020, a new kid is on the block. That is the Cyber Security Act. And that instrument is a much more encompassing one. In fact, Section 1.1 of that instrument absorbs or embraces by extenso all those gamut of legislation that you just rightly mentioned. And so its application, both digitally as well as physically, are quite intact. The issue of digital evidence has been a very extraordinary subject matter globally, not only in Ghana, but around the region, and not only in the region, but then in many parts of the world. Ghana has subscribed in that respect to the Budapest Convention, for example. We have also subscribed also to the Malabo Convention. We are signatories to various ICT conventions at the United Nations level. And it's imperative that for a country that is one of the leaders, and you rightly said, in terms of penetration, Ghana's penetration capacity in Africa is unparalleled. First among equals.
Right.
So this piece of legislation, for example, the Cyber Security Act, has properly positioned Ghana at, I think, a very important level. Now we are actually number 3 in Africa, next after Mauritius, and after Mauritius, Tanzania, and we are number 3. I think we are on a forward march to number 1.
I see. This cyber conference, I understand, is the biggest of its kind in Africa, which is being held in Ghana. Tell us more about that.
Correct. And so the Security Governance Initiative Office, which is a project office of the Ministry of National Security, which I heard, for example, is involved in cyber security, maritime security, as well as border security. Last 2 years, we collaborated with other partners on border security. Last year on maritime security. This year, we are collaborating with CSDS Africa, Interpol, Rich Security, United States, and a host of other agencies to organize this particular event. It's bringing in participants from Singapore, from the United States, from Liberia, from Nigeria, from Ghana itself, which is a host country. We are the sanctum of it, and then we're also bringing people from across the other parts of the world. So it's big in the sense that it is the more contemporaneous event that is being held in the area of cybercrime on the continent today. And apart from that one too, it has a lot of demonstrative, there's a lot of demonstrations that will go on with it. So it promises to be a mecca.
So can you tell us who some of the speakers are and what they expected to say at the conference?
Thank you, Ken. So the opening address actually will be delivered by His Lordship, Justice Emmanuel Niashikote, Justice of the Supreme Court.
Right.
The closing, I think, will be done by the Chief Director of the Ministry of National Security, Lieutenant Colonel Abebi Osebo. But in between these things, we have Professor Alana Musharraf from Australia.
Right.
We have Professor Peter Ula he's a professor of cybersecurity and forensics from Nigeria. You have the head of the Liberian Agency for Cybercrime Mitigation. You have the Nigerian Center for Forensics and Forensic Networks. You also have one of the world's most celebrated cybercrime investigators, who is also coming, and that is, he bears your name, that is Ken Gamble.
Oh, wow.
I mean, so Ken is actually coming onto the platform. And then we have a host of people. From Harvard University, we have a few professors who will also be joining in. And so I think that it's going to be a real jamboree. You know, it's kind of...
Final question in about 15 seconds. What does this conference seek to achieve?
So what we seek to achieve mainly is, one, to create coordinating centers for Ghanaian professionals